Welcome back to the Starting Gate. Time now for us to take a look at our prospect of the week. We travel back in time to Matt's birthday, the 4th of January, a first-time starter from the Todd Pletcher barn named Malagacy. Let's take a look at this debut performance from the Pletcher camp.
And they're off. Making a mess of the start was Into Belief. Malagacy begins nicely, sent hard from the rail in Fusion, and these two speed away 3 lengths better than an improving Lenstar. To the inside of him is Wahoo Wah. The Hardest Way is now moving up. He's in very tight. The Hardest Way is marching right to the front here. The Hardest Way is in very tight, but he is in front as they run around the far turn. Taking up were both Valdaco and Diamond Jim, as there wasn't a lot of room in that second flight behind that horse Lenstar. A lot of going on here. Meanwhile, up front, Malagacy has a head in front of the Hardest Way second, and Fusion is now third. Lenstar is fourth, 5 lengths off the lead, a stretch of 4 more. That's half back, 3.5 lengths clear of a rallying Into Belief. Then comes Valdaco, and on the outside, Wahoo Wah. They run to the top of the stretch. Malagacy suddenly blows this wide open. It's open to 5-length lead without being asked for his best. He's now pouring it on here. Here's Malagacy running up the score. He's 12 on top. Look at Malagacy go away. Into Belief is rolling for a minor award. He'll get into second, but Malagacy in a jog. Into Belief got second, ahead of Lenstar third, then halfback fourth. The Hardest Way was fifth, ahead of Diamond Jim in 103 and 3.
Wins by 15 in a 5.5 furlong sprint, 103 and 3 the final time. Pletcher Firster 5-2 on the morning line, who went the right direction. He floated up to 5-1. This was a super impressive debut. That's the good news. That's the obvious. He wins by 15. It was a solid maiden special group at Gulfstream Park. The bad news in terms of a Derby prospect, as much as I love Shackleford, he's one of my favorite horses. My wife has a yearling at Lambholm down in Florida, a Shackleford horse. So he's been a good sire thus far. This horse is by Shackleford out of a De Hare mare. I just don't know if this horse is going to get more than a mile and a 16th.
Well, it was an impressive performance, as you saw right there, and so impressive. Here's what Todd Pletcher had to say after the race.
I think in a lot of ways it was sort of a perfect setup for him. Javier and I spoke in the paddock prior to the race, and he said, "What do you think?" I said, most of these 5.5 furlong races are won at the break, so hopefully come away from there running. And I think he loved the conditions, and he caught a flyer at the start and ran super. Javier, when he got off him, said, "I think this horse will stretch out, no problem." I need to see a little more of that in his training to be convinced. So I would think we'd be looking at an allowance race, maybe stretch him out gradually, 7 furlongs or something like that.